And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in to another episode of this freaking show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. I am your host, Travesty, and with me, as always,
Awkward Colin.
And Geekcast Joe.
And I just want to start out the show right away to apologize to all the scared. I'm going to say scared and nervous fans that felt that because we didn't put out a show last week that we were gone forever. Definitely not the case. We had a severe technical issue, I guess you could say, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it's probably for the best anyways. I mean, I wasn't feeling myself last week, getting sick and everything. I'm still getting over that. So maybe overall, maybe it was nice just having that, that little break. But we're definitely back. And how have you guys been since we really last talked?
I've been good.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Yeah. Got the new Hitman game.
Nice.
Yep.
That was a surprisingly good movie, Agent 47.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I was forced to watch it against my will.
I didn't see the first one, but I did fall asleep I didn't see the second one, but I fell asleep halfway through the first one.
Yeah.
Well,
luckily they're not connected. So.
Are they two different movies?
Yeah.
Huh.
So nothing to worry about there.
I got you. Yeah. Con, you got the not only did you get the movie, but you got that
collector's edition.
The collector's edition, yeah. Came with that really badass statue you almost broke.
Yes, it did. No, sadly, but it's not leather seat.
Yeah.
And luckily, it's not robotic like Travis suggests.
Joey, tell me if you think this would be cool. Okay, so Colin got this little statue. Well, it's not a little statue. It's a good sized statue.
About 10 inches.
Yeah. It's the Hitman character himself sitting in this leather chair with a silencer, or with a pistol with a silencer on it. Yeah. Now, wouldn't it be badass if they took this figure and they made it it had motion to it, so the figure would move itself in the chair, give itself different positions just randomly?
That'd be cool,
right? I mean, it'd be something a little
more terrifying.
Nothing wrong with terror.
But I think that'd be something. I think it'd be something cool, just something different than just getting an ordinary statue, but a statue that has motion to it.
Yeah. I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Assassin's Creed statues and everything, like the one that has the pirate flag on it. Like, what if they put like an animatronic motion whatever thingy in that made like the flag wave or something,
It would be badass, but really expensive.
Well, for the price that those packages are, I don't blame you. I mean, might as well give you a little something extra.
Word.
I don't think I would get by them if they were any more.
No, maybe that'll be a benefit to you on not spending money.
That's probably true.
But yeah, you did get the game, and you didn't get the actual game itself, right? You got
No, actually what I read is that they're actually not releasing a physical copy until next year.
So you got an advanced digital copy, is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I think what they're doing is that because the game is going to be released episodic, they are going to hold off on releasing a physical disc until they have all the episodes in one. So, if that makes sense to you.
No, yeah, I get it. I actually get that. I'm not a computer techie savvy geeky guy. Speaking of geek, Joey, real quick, how's your show going over at Geekcast Live? I haven't really listened to it lately. Been so busy.
It's good. I had similar issues with my my audio this week as we had on our show last week. So I wasn't very good, but we had a really cool guest on. We've had a series of really cool guests this year so far.
That's good.
So the most recent one was from a company called Comic Blitz. They consider themselves to be the Netflix of comic books. So definitely go give them a look-see. For like $9.99 a month, you get to read basically unlimited comics if that's the thing you're into. So
now is that comic books like you just read them offline, or do they send them to you with the thought that you're going to respectfully send them back?
I believe they are online. Yeah, like PDFs.
Okay. Digital copies.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So the only downside is they're still a relatively new company, so they don't have a lot of really big titles like anything with Marvel or DC. But they've got a lot of the cool side stuff like Big Dog Inc. and Aspen, and I think Dark Horse, which is those are all three really fantastic publishing companies that are not as big as the powerhouses that are DC and Marvel. But I mean, it's probably worth $9.99 a month if you've got it.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Yeah. It's just I know I haven't like really gotten, especially in the last week, I haven't got around to really checking out, the shows and everything. And I know I'm at least a few episodes back behind your guys's, but I'm excited to and I'm off tomorrow, so that's definitely gonna be part of my day. Catching up, at least fill my morning with catching up on some Geekcast Live.
Mm-hmm. Word.
Yeah, me and Colin actually we actually agreed yesterday we're gonna start watching the Marvel movies again, but we're gonna watch them in order, like not release date, but what's it called, like
timeline, the chronological.
Oh, nice!
Like we started with Captain America,
and
then we watched Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
Nice.
So then next was Thor, and then Hulk.
Yeah, I'm excited for Hulk because that's the one I have not seen yet. So I'm excited to check that one out, see how that one goes.
Nice.
The one with Edward Norton, not Eric Bana.
Yeah, I love the one with Edward Norton. Comparatively,
see, I actually liked the one with Eric Bana. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack.
No. I will give you it. It wasn't a bad movie. It's just that it was so. They did so many things wrong for me. But I would watch it again in a heart. Like if it was on. To put it in the category of movies that I like to watch, but wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to watch.
Yeah.
If it was on like TBS or AMC at 2 a.m. and I needed to go to sleep, it would be a perfect film to put on.
So it just put you to sleep, is what you're saying.
Well, no, it's like Die Hard or anything with Steven Seagal or any of the action movies from the 80s and 90s. Like those are great movies to just kind of watch and not need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by it. Like there are no Easter eggs really hiding in Ang Lee's Hulk movie.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but I like the Edward Norton one because it's actually part of the Marvel Comics universe as it stands today.
Is it?
Yep.
Even though it's a different Hulk?
Yep. Yep, because they used the same general for the Ed Norton movie, and Tony Stark goes to talk to him about getting Hulk to join S.H.I.E.L.D.
Gotcha.
I think at the end of Iron Man 1.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I don't remember them actually talking or anything, but.
Yeah, well, I think he just walks in and it shows you the general, and he says like one throw off line, and then it goes to the credits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a really long conversation. It's just like, hey, we're putting a team together.
Yeah.
Credits.
Well, they mentioned the Avengers Initiative.
Yes. Yeah.
So, in your opinion, Don Cheadle or Terrence Howard?
I think I liked Terrence Howard's performance better, but I've had more time to get used to Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
I like the way Don Cheadle's doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely like the way Don Cheadle is doing it, but I'm not sure. I like the seriousness of Terrence Howard's portrayal of Rhodes.
I like that too. But
yeah.
Here's a question that I asked Travis yesterday. If you could change any one of the Avengers, who would it be?
Ooh.
Like
as they are
the actor.
Man, I'm not sure.
I don't know either. So
yeah, that's a really hard question.
Yeah, I feel that they cast it so well that to change anything, and especially like if you were to change any character to a different actor, more or less you're probably gonna end up picking an actor that played a different superhero in a different movie at some point. And why do
like Chris Evans?
Yeah, or in
Deadpool,
Ryan Reynolds,
right?
But I think they did a great job casting who they cast for it, and
yeah, I pretty well totally agree. There was the alternate choice for Black Widow. Like, as much as I love the way ScarJo does it, I can't remember the name of the woman. Have either of you seen? Oh, now I can't remember the name of that movie. There's that movie where Tom Cruise is fighting aliens in a mech suit.
Oh, yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
And they
keep repeating it today.
Yes, Edge of Tomorrow. Emily Blunt was the original choice for Black Widow.
Really?
And I think she also would have knocked it out of the park. I have absolutely no problem with the way that Scarlett Johansson has played it, but I think it would be interesting to see an Emily Blunt version.
Yeah.
So everyone else is, and actually there's a part of me that wants to say that like it would have been cool if they had cast an actual deaf actor to play Hawkeye, because in the comic books he's deaf.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But that's nitpicking at this point. So.
Yeah. I mean, you could always nitpick stuff, so.
Right, exactly. So, now I will say in the movies that are coming up, only because I would have preferred to see the Miles Morales version of Spider-Man as opposed to another Peter Parker. I'm not 100% sold on, what is his name, Tom Holland or Tom Hollandson?
Yeah.
Who's playing Spider-Man?
Oh, I just saw
Spider-Man
somebody
was an Avenger.
I just saw somebody mention that he thinks it's going to be great. Tom Holland's Peter Parker, but
yeah, I don't think there will be anything wrong with it. It's just like that's another nitpicky thing where I think it would be cool to make the Avengers a little bit more diverse and have a Mexican Spider-Man. So, I should say a Hispanic Spider-Man, but anyway.
In my opinion, I saw the trailer with Spider-Man in it, and I just thought that was kind of stupid.
Oh, I really liked it.
I
think he's half black, half Latino, but I'm going to double check because that's a very good question, and I do not want to mischaracterize him. Yeah, a teenager of black Hispanic descent.
Nice. Yeah, I just recently learned about Miles Morales, and I think it would have been nice to have that alternative for the movie.
Yeah, well, it's we've already had so many versions of the Peter Parker Spider-Man. It's like, if we're going to keep rebooting this character, let's reboot it like with something new.
Yeah.
Because this is the third time they're doing Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm. In like 2 decades, yeah.
Yeah, it's It's getting old. And I don't know, maybe it was just me, but the way the guy talks, it sounds like he's a fucking kid.
Yeah, I do actually kind of like that. Like, it seems like we're actually getting a teenage Spider-Man for the first time since Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
So I am kind of excited about that. But
So you didn't care for Andrew Garfield's?
I loved Andrew Garfield's. I was actually pretty heartbroken when they decided they were going to change it up because I really, really enjoyed the way he did the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's still kind of college age, you know? He's not really a high schooler the way that Spider-Man is in my head supposed to be.
You have it all set out how he should be for you.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
well, I guess we all do for certain people, so.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. I love that new not the commercial, the new trailer that came out though, because that just pumped me up so much more.
So good.
Yeah. But based on that, then you could, I guess you could safely assume that Spider-Man is on Iron Man's side.
Oh yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, because that's what I would figure since Iron Man called him.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's Vision? I mean, I see. Looking at that trailer, Scarlet Witch was doing something to Vision. I mean, is she killing Vision?
I have no idea. I'm excited to find out. Vision is on Iron Man's side in the trailers. He's been shown on Iron Man's side. So.
Oh, running along. I must have missed him then. Looking into it.
Yeah, he's kind of like flying and floating in the background instead of lined up with everybody else. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to catch him.
Yeah, you're right. Because it was 5 and 6, and yeah.
Yep.
You're right. So today's Pie Day.
Today is Pie Day.
I hope everybody had some pie.
I did not.
I did not either. So.
I did have a delicious brownie.
Oh, those brownies were so good.
The brownies were good. Con made brownies yesterday.
Ooh, yeah. Nice.
They were very, very good.
I might be making a cake this weekend. So.
Nice.
And another thing I didn't like really dawn on me until I went on the old trusty Facebook that it's Steak and BJ Day.
It is. That is also true.
Yeah. So happy Steak and BJ Day, or Steak and RH Day, whatever you guys want to call it. Happy Pie Day.
Yeah, thanks.
And
same to you, gentlemen.
And in 3 days, 4 days, 3 days. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. I believe when the episode's released.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, listeners, we hope you had a happy Pie Day. We hope you're having a happier St. Paddy's Day.
Oh, no, Joe, you got to do it again, but in a leprechaun accent.
And to our listeners. Sorry, that made me laugh. I completely lost it because I was laughing so hard. Oh, give me a second here. Got to compose myself.
I kind of feel bad. Instead of saying Irish accent, I went with leprechaun accent.
Let's chill. It's a day about embarrassing our Irish ancestors anyway. At least here in the States. Let's be honest. To our listeners who are listening today, I hope you had a happy Pie Day, and I hope you're having a wonderful St. Paddy's Day.
Perfect. Joey, did you by chance go and check out them die in the river?
I did not. I saw a lot of pictures and stuff, but I was judging a science fair this weekend on Saturday, so I missed the dying of the river.
Nice. I never got a chance to go out there and really see it myself. I know a couple of my friends, they go up there and check it out and everything. I know they have the Southside Parade or whatever it's called. Southside Irish Parade.
Yeah.
Yep. And but I was kind of looking up some information on the river and everything, because it's got to take a lot to do something, especially to a river like that. Mm-hmm. And I looked it up, and I guess they've been doing this since 1962, and they've been doing it. It takes about 40 tons of dye.
Jeez.
In order to color that river.
Wow.
So that's I I mean, obviously, once a year, I'm not really digging up a lot of information on this, but 1962, I didn't even think it was that long.
Right.
Yeah.
You're looking at what, almost over 50 years that they've been doing this, which is really cool. And I also saw that no, never mind. I already said it. 40 tons of dye. So that's pretty cool. And Colin, you said you saw a video of how they do it.
Yeah. Well, I just saw a time lapse video of them doing it. The ships driving back and forth, and you see the green spreading. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I'd imagine it takes a while. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I remember my friends saying like what they do is they just dump it into like different spots, and they had the boats kind of just circle it,
mix it up,
location, and mix it all up and everything. I've actually never been up Chicago around the time St. Patrick's Day was, so I've never seen the river green and other than pictures and stuff like that. But
right, yeah, I've never seen it in person.
Yeah, I mean
that I remember.
Yes, I mean it's pretty cool, to when Chicago could get together for something as fun as that doesn't involve killing 50 of ourselves. Joey, being the smart guy that you are, what was this big problem Chicago had with Trump's thing?
Oh, there was just a protest against him having a rally. And so I've actually been reading like several different news sources. There were actually only 3 injuries at the whole place, and there have been 5 arrests in connection to those injuries. Basically, Trump was like, oh, there's a protest happening. I shouldn't continue to have the rally. And so he canceled the rally. And when the protesters found out, they got really excited and they started cheering. And then at one tiny corner of the area of the room or whatever, one of the Trump rally people like slugged a police officer, and then it started a small fight that led to 3 people being injured and 5 people being arrested. But other than that, it was a largely peaceful protest. Yeah. So there was a lot of shouting from either sides, all the protesters calling the Trump supporters Nazis, and all the Trump supporters calling all the protesters socialists and communists and, fuckheads and things.
Yeah.
So, and racial slurs, of course. But other than that, that's basically all it was. I think a much bigger to-do was made out of it than it actually happened to be.
Yeah.
So, especially, you get the footage of that one police officer whose head is bleeding. Yeah. And that's the only thing that the news runs with because it's the most interesting thing that happened.
Well, because they want to stir commotions.
Right, exactly. So I actually think the media coverage of it has been shameful.
Oh, of course.
So, particularly shameful. It's been bad lately anyway, but this was just, ugh. But anyway, that's my take on it. Feel free to do your own research. I would not recommend turning to CNN or Fox News or MSNBC for it. Look to the local stuff. Look to people who were there, because those are those are the accounts of things that happened that are going to be most accurate, and they're not going to be least spun toward either side.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't mean to sidetrack there, but I do want to get back to talking about St. Patrick's.
No big deal. Yeah, definitely.
You guys ever do something on St. Patrick's Day, something exciting or something back in the day? Any kind of
I have always meant to.
Right. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. Every year, I always want to go out and do something on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if I've ever really wore green or something like that. I mean, outside other than my mom, buying me clothes and shit to wear to in kindergarten, first grade, and stuff like that. To St. Patrick's Day parties. But I don't think I ever really got into the whole and not even obviously not the whole aspect of what St. Patrick's Day is, really what it's really based off of. But the I guess the goofy little
leprechauns.
Not even leprechauns. I mean, they're wearing the green. If you're not wearing green, you get pinched. Because I'm Irish.
Mm-hmm.
The green beer and stuff like that. Like I never got into stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I always meant to. It's like I want to, embrace these holidays and shit. Especially the
Mm-hmm.
ones that involve drinking, because since I don't
Right.
smoke anymore, all I have now is drinking. But yeah, I mean, it's somewhat damn. Like I think maybe I went out once, a few years ago when I was dating and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I went to a party, had a green beer or something like that, which all it is food dye. I remember a girl telling me, like, when we were in school, a girl was telling a story about how, like, she was having a sleepover and her mom came in, and her mom's, like, really big into, like, those goofy, like, little leprechaun magic, goofy things. Like, like, when we were younger, we built, like, those, like, leprechaun traps with Lucky Charms and shit like that.
Hey, actually, I remember doing that.
Right?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, we did at school like every year from like kindergarten up to like fourth, fifth grade, and then like in fifth grade, I got like, like when you're in kindergarten, you just take like the Lucky Charms box, cut it in half, and prop it up with a stick. But then when you get into you get into fifth grade, all of a sudden it turns into the fucking mousetrap game with all the gears and all the shit. But it's still fun. And this girl's mom was like a room mom or whatever the helpers, and she like. Well, the girl was having like a sleepover with one of her friends. The mom came in, was like, "Happy St. Patrick's Day. You want some milk?" And I guess she had these two glasses and she put like the green fruit cone at the bottom of the cups. And when she poured the milk in, it turned green. And she's like, "Oh my god, it's a leprechaun!" And I'm like, those are the cool, fun things I want to do when I have kids. I was just thinking about like things like that. Actually, that brings. I have a question about that in my head because of that. You guys, anyone else who's listening who wants to answer this question, and I'll tell you how to answer that question here in a minute.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you're going to tell them what the answer is.
Oh no. This is your opinion. No, I actually found something on Twitter the other day that there's a hashtag that I want to start using that hasn't been used yet. So I'm excited now because this is our way of getting the answers to us through Twitter.
Oh, fantastic.
So the question I have for you guys is, based on how you feel your parenting is going to be when you get older and you have kids, when it comes to leprechauns, Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, stuff like that, are you going to flat out tell your kids they don't exist, or are you going to let them figure it out for themselves?
I don't think I'll let them figure it out, but I won't like immediately tell them.
I intend to perpetrate so many elaborate ruses to make them believe in these things. Like I'm going to have surround sound in my house that plays reindeer clip clops on New Year's Eve or on Christmas Eve.
That plays what?
Like reindeer feet noises on the roof, and like just all sorts of stuff. I'm going to enlist the help of like my parents and in-laws. And it'll be fantastic. I'm really genuinely looking forward to it. Because my parents did they pulled some pretty cool wool over my eyes when I was growing up. And like we have so much more technology now, it would be a shame to not totally take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I know I had like an argument, or not even an argument, but like a debate with some friends about a couple weeks ago over this. I can't remember what we were talking about. It might have been Christmas. No, it was Easter. We're talking about Easter. And she was telling me how, like, she told her kids that there is no Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny doesn't exist. It's just mom and dad who gives their kids gifts. And her kids are like 3 and 4 years old. Now to me, I wasn't really bothered by it, but I didn't think it was the right thing to do because kids need that imagination.
Right.
They need that fun. And then when she says like, well, I don't want to lie to my kids. It's like I think if you feel you're lying to your kids by telling them there's a Santa Claus on Easter, you must have had a really shitty childhood.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, all you're doing is you're just trying to give that excitement because now all your kid's going to do is your kid's going to go to school and tell little Johnny, who still believes in Santa, oh, Santa's not real. It's just your mom and dad who puts gifts out. And, they eat.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's just, in my opinion, it's not right. I think that your kids should have that imagination. Have they come up to you and they ask you, if they're 5 years old, 10 years old, if you have weirdos 18 years old,
Right.
No,
There are so few opportunities anymore to allow life to be magical that I absolutely think that you should be taking every opportunity to make life magical for your kids. If and the thing is, even as adults, to some extent, we believe that wishes we make come true. We hope that like, by hoping and wishing for something, that we can actively make something change in the world. And it's always at the times when we're most upset about something, waiting for a relative to pass away, or, if your kid is out and they haven't called in 3 hours past their check-in time, you start to really worry and be concerned and stuff. And without that hope for magic in the world, without the hope that you can affect things by wishing, I mean, it's a much harder existence, I think. And I think it's a much more brutal existence than it ought to be.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Sorry if I'm
I
sound like a lunatic, but
no, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, it's just one of those things to where if you're going to tell your kids not to ruin it for everyone else. But I mean, it's like at the same time, like, why ruin it for them anyways? Let them have that fairy tale.
Right. Let them be kids a little while longer.
Yeah. Oh, with that being said, like, what do you feel is the right age to tell them that it's not real anymore?
20.
I don't know if there's a right age. My parents never told me. I just figured it out at some point.
Colin, did you say 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Oh, hey, what was the hashtag you wanted to use?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, not to be...
No, it's fine. It's fine. I want everyone else's opinion on it too. Everyone listening. Do you guys believe that you should allow your kids to have imagination, or should you be the horrible parents that ruin it for them? Use the hashtag Freakin Sayin, FreakinSayin, and just let us know. Give us your opinion. If I like it, if it makes me laugh, if it makes me think, I'll read it on the show. If it's stupid, I'll get a chuckle out of it. I may not use it. But make me wonder. Make me curious what kind of person you are with your answer. Don't call me an ass. I already know. But yeah, use the hashtag Freakin Sayin. I think overall, if you just want context in general, just use the hashtag, and that way I can find your little statements about what you want to say, comments, questions, concerns, and shit like that. I was actually surprised that when I looked at the hashtag, it didn't exist.
It's fantastic.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's kind of how this whole show has gone.
I am actually surprised that this freaking show was never taken.
Right?
Crazy. Like, even when I Googled it, just for the hell of it, when I Googled it before we started this, the only thing that came up was like that freaking song or something like that. And it was it was a song by I don't even know who the fucking band is, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
But the fact that this freaking show was never taken as a podcast or as anything else, there was no thisfreakinshow.com, but now there is.
Right. Speaking of which, since last week's episode didn't get really recorded well, check out our brand new website at thisfreakinshow.com.
Yes.
That's right. We launched that up and everything. You can find out information about the cast, about the crew. You can even find information about events that we'll be at.
Did you say the cast?
Yeah, like us three.
Yeah, the cast. Yeah. The host. Does it matter?
The cast and the crew.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're a play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're the cast. Like Saturday Night Live has a cast.
The world is our stage.
That's right. The World Wide Web is our stage.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if you go on the website, you can actually, obviously you can find a link to all our podcasts through Podbean just by clicking on the logo right in the middle of the screen, right when it pops up. You can check out the events that we're going to be at, such as this Saturday. Me and Awkward Colin will be at C2E2 in Chicago. We're just going to Saturday, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be up there on Saturday. So if you guys want to look for us, we're not that hard to find. We're really big, weird-looking dudes. I'll be the one ogling all the fancy dressed girls up there.
Man, you have no idea how many people you just described at that event. I'm just saying, no offense to C2E2 goers, but I've been to comms, and I know what we look like.
Oh, so you're one that dresses up?
Oh, I would totally dress up. Yeah, if I had money and time, you bet.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing pictures Colin took from Indie PopCon last year. Yeah, and I think we're also looking to we're going to go to that this year as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the plan.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. Definitely check that out. I think we're going to try getting to what was the other one? I think we're going to try the podcast movement. I don't know if we're going to make that one, but we're going to try making that one. I think it's the weekend of the 4th of July.
Okay.
Good to know. We'll try to make that one. If we don't make it, we don't make it. But at least, me and Colin will be at C2E2. Joe, I believe we're going to be at Indie PopCon, correct?
That is the plan. It may change.
Yeah. So you'll definitely see Travesty and Awkward Con, which, I mean, you guys will probably, fucking hate the show after getting to know us, but hey, until then, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the show launched up. Check it out. If you want to contact us, you can actually contact us through the website as well.
This is true.
I hear a squeaker toy.
Yeah, because Cooper wants to be
That's
part
fantastic.
of the show.
Well, good for him.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm pro Cooper.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
The reason that people get pinched for not wearing green is because it goes back to the so Ireland considers itself to be a fairly Catholic country, like Roman Catholic. And so like in their flag, the green represents their Roman Catholicism and the orange represents Protestantism. And so if you're not, it's sort of the pinching thing is representative of the centuries long sort of infighting between the Catholics and the Protestants in Ireland. And so by not wearing green and getting pinched, it's sort of like saying, stupid Protestant.
Gotcha.
So that was the origins of the practice. Obviously, it's much less violent than it would have been 3 centuries ago. And obviously, it's much more ramped up because, honestly, I think Americans celebrate St. Paddy's Day much harder than they do in Ireland. Not that they're not excited about it in Ireland, but we really, really go all out for it here.
I think we mostly do it to get drunk.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's a great American tradition, getting drunk.
Yeah.
So people used to drink like 5 liters of alcohol a day.
Oh, jeez.
In colonial times.
Really?
So, yeah, drinking is actually down to the lowest it's ever been historically. Yeah.
It's probably because I bought a house and I haven't gone out that much.
Right?
Is that why?
Yeah. I was actually looking up fun facts, I guess you will, of St. Patrick's Day, just to kind of get a general idea of what the day's about, why we're celebrating it, what other places do to celebrate it, and such like that. Real quick, I'm going to read off some of these fun facts, and then I'm actually going to give you the results of the poll that was taken on Twitter for this week. Quick fun fact: St. Patrick was British. I did not know that. We actually should be wearing blue, not green.
Interesting.
Yep. St. Patrick himself would have to deal with pinching on his feast day. His color was St. Patrick's blue, a light shade. The color green only became associated with the big day after it was linked to the Irish independence movement of the 18th century. Irish take St. Patrick's Day very seriously. St. Patrick's Day is a huge deal on old stomping grounds. It's a natural holiday in both Ireland and Northern Ireland. New York has a parade since 1762. New York has been having a parade for St. Patrick's Day. It traipses up Fifth Avenue on foot. It does not allow floats, cars, or modern trappings.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Chicago, I already mentioned the river. It used to be a dry holiday. For most of the 20th century, St. Patrick's Day was considered a strictly religious holiday in Ireland, which meant that the nation's pubs were closed for March 17th. The only exception went to the vendors who went to the National Dog Show, which was always held on St. Patrick's Day. In 1970, the day was converted to a national holiday, and stout resumed flowing. Joey, do you know why there are shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day?
My understanding of it is that St. Patrick used to use shamrocks to explain the concept of the Trinity.
That's correct, you smart little shit.
Well, I'm in a theology class, and we just covered that like 2 weeks ago. So.
For the fact that this holiday's coming up.
Right? Well, no, we study it all the time. It's ridiculous, actually, how much I've talked about the Trinity in my couple of years here. But
yeah, I get it. Let's see here. There is no corn in corned beef.
I did know that.
I knew that, and I never knew why until just now, and I'm about to share that with you guys and the world.
Please do.
Corned beef and cabbage, a traditional St. Patrick's Day staple, doesn't have anything to do with the grain corn. Instead, it's a nod to the large grain of salt that were historically used to cure meat, which is also known as corns. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that specifically. I knew it had to do with the type of pickling for the meat, but I didn't realize it was because of the type of salt. That's interesting.
Yeah. All St. Patrick's Days reveille? No, what don't matter.
Reveries?
Yeah, sure. Around the globe is great news for brewers. Whatever. A 2012 estimate pegged the total amount on beer for St. Patrick's Day celebration at $245 million. Right? Yeah. It could have been St. Maywin's Day, whatever the fuck that is.
I don't know who that is.
St. Patrick wasn't originally called Patrick. His birth name was Maywin Suckett.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but Suckett sounds better than this. Succat. Succat.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm going to go with Suckett.
That works for me. I don't know how to say that word, so.
Yeah, but he changed his name to Patricius after becoming a priest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Why haven't you known this, Joe?
I don't know. Just never learned about it, I guess.
Talk to your professors.
There are no female leprechauns. But the leprechaun economy is thriving. Another little known fact from Irish lore: leprechauns earned that gold they're guarding. Town, do you know how they earn the gold?
I do not.
According to legend, leprechauns spend their days making and mending shoes. Mm-hmm. It's hard work, so you can't blame them for territorial about their pots of gold.
Right.
And they're even serial killers.
Yeah, they are. The Leprechaun movies. I hate that one with the fucking space. Stupid. Why did they have to butcher a fucking series like that to put in fucking space? Like Jason X. Remember that shit?
Yeah, well, they can't think of anything good.
That's so weird to me. Yeah, I never... Ugh. There's a reason I didn't watch horror movies for a really long time. They're just so bad for a while.
But yeah, little fun facts for everyone on St. Patrick's Day. So now when you're out there celebrating, you got a little history. You can share it. Maybe use it as a pickup line if you're...
share it with the world.
Yeah. And kind of quickly go off this poll here real quick that was on Twitter. Thank you for those who participated in it. The question was, what is your favorite part of St. Patrick's Day? Out of the choices, you had green beer, which surprisingly nobody chose. Coming in third with 18% of the votes is Kiss Me, I'm Irish t-shirts. At 36%, we got the celebration of St. Patrick himself. And the winner at 45% of the votes are the Freakin leprechauns.
Huh. Fantastic.
Yeah, so those little green shoe repairing guys with the little beards and the pots of gold and the fucking delicious cereal. People enjoy their presents for St. Patrick's Day. Joey, you're a leprechaun looking guy. Not so much in height, but in hair color.
Mm-hmm.
You ever dress up like a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day?
I believe I have. I have a green suit. I don't have a green bowler hat. So maybe I need to get one.
Definitely.
Yes.
But I have gone around on St. Patrick's Day wearing a green suit before. For sure.
Nice.
So
I have never.
Sorry. Maybe I should have had more enthusiasm with that. Yes, I have. I have indeed.
No. Maybe this freaking show is gonna start embracing these holidays a lot more.
We should.
We should start getting into these, dressing up for them. Like you know what, Colin? Our New Year's Eve show that we have this year, I want you to dress up as New Year's baby.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll even put the diaper on you. It'll be awesome. I'm pretty sure somewhere in this house, the previous owners left some Depends or something.
It's a very
I think you're right.
Yeah, we'll start getting festive. I'll dress up like Santa. I'll find a suit. Colin will get him dressed up as New Year's baby. Joey Leprechaun. Colin will get him into Cupid. Anything that's a diaper. That's Colin.
Yeah. Okay.
Colin's a diaper guy. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm excited for with St. Patrick's Day is, as I am every year, is the corned beef and cabbage. Love Rubens.
Yes.
Rubens.
God, and then the hash in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Corned beef hash, not hash. Although were it an option, not a bad one.
Yeah, we don't discriminate on your type of hash.
Word.
But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of corned beef hash. I love Rubens. I love corned beef hash. I remember when I was an odd little child, I would used to eat corned beef hash.
Fella.
Yeah, I would eat corned beef hash right out of the can, and looking at it's like you're eating fucking dog food, but that taste is so good. And your dad, my stepdad, your dad Joey, Colin, he could be your father too. That's fine.
That's good to know.
Yeah. I remember one time he made homemade corned beef and hash with leftover corned beef, the potatoes. I think there was some onions in it and shit, and it was so good.
I believe it.
It's probably the most unhealthy meat, but the reason it is so good is because it's unhealthy.
You know what? It's great for your soul.
Exactly. Right?
There's some serious soteriological value to eating it. Because I couldn't resist throwing out that word. Sorry, I've paid a lot for my education. If I don't get to use the word soteriological, I'm really selling myself short.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Joe. I mean, you want to embrace that education. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm $43,000 in debt. It's totally worth it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I bought a house, so I'm $100,000+ in debt.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it's you're
we can all be paupers together.
We're like a third of the way there. Oh man. Oh man, it's. I was about to say something. I lost my train of thought. I'm so.
Is it time for us to plug another podcast?
It is time for us to plug another podcast. How about our viewers or our listeners, I guess, because you can't really fucking see us. So how about our listeners? Take a listen to this.
Superhero Speak promo, take 1. Get your promo done.
So do you read comic books? Do you enjoy comic book movies? Well, then you should be listening to Superhero Speak.
What's that, Dave?
It is a weekly podcast where we talk about comic book movies, TV shows, cartoons, and all other things comic book related.
That sounds great. Who hosts it?
Well, I host it.
Oh, I'm out.
We also have Ben. You're one of the hosts.
Oh, you lost me.
Okay. We also have John.
I'll do
Well,
anything for
okay.
money.
If John's there, I might show up every once in a while and listen.
And occasionally we have Christopher Walken.
Yeah, once in a while when things are rough on the budget, I might step in and help out.
It's a good thing we have that padding in the budget to have him show up every once
Yes.
in a while.
He shows up for Oreos and orange juice. So I don't know.
Have you seen his IMDb page? He needs the work, really.
The Headless Horseman was a hell of a role. Hell of a role.
If you want a podcast that feels like the conversations that you have in your local comic book shop, then you should check us out on superheroespeak.com, iTunes, and Stitcher.
Podcasters, I'm going to have you redo that entire promo. It wasn't working for me at all.
It was the plaid and the stripes, wasn't it?
Listen, you had an hour at Mood. I don't know what you did with your time.
Mostly slingshotting bow ties.
So, Mr. Gunn, what is your favorite comic book?
Personally, I like The Adventures of Superman because I love that costume. It's so skin tight and it's adequately designed.
Have you ever heard of the ambiguously gay duo?
I have not.
I think you would enjoy them.
Oh, it sounds naughty. David, you rascal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that is definitely a podcast that I feel everyone can get into, especially with this time with Deadpool just coming out, Civil War coming in May.
Also, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is just around the corner.
I still don't know how I feel about that movie because it's not.
It will be good.
But it's not even real Batman versus Superman. It is DC's Iron Man versus Superman.
I mean, isn't that what Batman is?
Well, yeah, but I mean, Batman never had a robotic fucking suit. He just had himself, and that's what made him different than all. He was basically like the Punisher. He was a non-superpower vigilante who,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I want to argue with you, but you're not wrong. Yeah. So I'm not. And
don't get me wrong, I do get it. Obviously with the whole concept of Superman is Superman, and a normal person can't take on Superman. But to me, you ruined the integrity of what Batman really is by putting him in a suit, because you're basically saying that he needs something else to do the job that he wants to do.
Right. His intellect is supposed to be his superpower, basically. His intellect and money.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it shouldn't be a suit. It should be a high-powered rifle with kryptonite bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
basically agree with
you. Hey, I don't want to, piss anyone off who likes DC, who's looking forward to this movie, because it is one of those movies that people have been waiting forever to come out. But it's just not a movie I'm going to be interested in seeing, because to me it's going to destroy the integrity of what respect I had for Batman.
You think we're going to see a cameo, not a cameo, but a introduction to Aquaman?
Who gives it?
I don't know. I kind of hope so.
Nah, I think you would. I still need proof that Aquaman's worth talking about or caring about for that matter.
Oh, no, I totally agree. I'm at the point right now in this movie where my greatest hope for it is that it's so bad it becomes a classic. Not that it's so good it becomes a classic, but that it's so bad that it becomes one.
Like it's
like I hope it's on the level of Batman Forever.
God, that was the worst Batman, wasn't it?
Right?
Which one is that?
Batman Forever with Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face. George Clooney was Batman.
I think so.
Was George Clooney Batman in that one, or was that Batman and Robin?
I can't remember. It's the one with the nipple suit, though.
That's George. I think that's George Clooney.
I'm pretty sure it's the one with the nipple suit. I could be wrong. They all mix up in my head.
But it's one with Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones.
I'm pretty sure. And also, I think...
I like that one.
Yeah.
That was the worst Batman of all the original 4 Batmans. That one and then Batman and Robin follows right behind it. My favorite one was Batman Returns. Or not Batman. Yeah, Batman Returns, the one with the Penguin and Catwoman.
I agree with you.
One.
Also with Nicolas Cage.
Jack Nicholson's Joker was really good too.
Oh, Jack Nicholson's Joker is so good. I mean, he's no Heath Ledger.
No,
Jack Nicholson.
You know,
or Mark Hamill for that matter.
Someone at work today brought to my attention an interesting fact, and I'll make this quick because we're getting towards the end of the show here. Have you ever seen the movie The Professional?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Joey, I'm going to ask you this question, and then you have to go look up Gary Oldman in The Professional. Okay, Colin, since you've seen it, Gary Oldman in The Professional, do you think he could have made a good Joker? Based on the character he portrayed in The Professional.
I can't answer that because I don't really remember his character.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I think Gary Oldman can do anything.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go on YouTube. Look up Gary Oldman, The Professional. Everyone. Look up that scene. I want you to watch this scene. I want you to think in your head, could he play the Joker based on the character he played in The Professional? And everyone else is listening, do the same thing. Go to YouTube, look up Gary Oldman, The Professional. Joey's just about to play it. Joey, you want to play it real quick?
Well, I put myself on mute. Yes, I think he can do it.
Okay, perfect.
I'll play it again, though.
Play it real quick. Go for it.
I told you. Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Yeah.
I love that movie, and I love Gary Oldman in that movie. To everyone listening to us, if you don't know that scene or have never seen The Professional, look it up real quick. Just what did you search? Did you just search Gary Oldman Professional, everyone?
I searched The Professional Gary Oldman, and it was the third YouTube link that came up.
So just check it out and then give me your opinion. Do you believe Gary Oldman would have played a good Joker based on that character he played in that movie? You know, respond to it on Twitter. Use the hashtag freaking saying. Joey.
Yes.
Every Thursday, our listeners could catch Geekcast Joe here on this freaking show. But if our listeners want more Geekcast Joe, where can they go?
If our listeners want to find my dulcet voice... Oh, boy, that was really pathetic. If you want to find this screw-up at another place on the internet and listen to me screw up some more, head on over to the Geekcast Live podcast on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time at gcl.ninja.
Joey, even when you mess up, it is so professional. I love it.
Thank you. I really try hard to be a professional fuck up.
But yeah, check out Geekcast Live. Great show, very funny. All things geeky, which is really cool. Like we said earlier in the show, we do have a new website out, thisfreakinshow.com, and you just go to that website. You can find a link right to our Podbean site where you can find all our shows. You can find information about the host of the shows because apparently the word cast offends Colin. You can find about the crew, Derek, who does the editing for us, and he does a great job at it every single week. The band Entropy, who created the theme song for us that we use every single week and can't wait to use from this day forward. You can check on the guests that we've had in the past. You can check on where we're going to be in the future. And, you can contact us through that way. You got a question, you got a comment, you want to be on the show, you want to talk about something interests you, you want to, give other people your point of view on it. We definitely have no problem with that. Just go to the contact us section of the website. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Awkward Colin.
And I'm Geekcast Joe.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.